Alright, turn.
Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. About to go nose deep in my coworker's armpit on the Santa Monica Pier while wearing a blindfold. Well, it all started when someone asked me, what's the best way to hide your BO? Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the show that's ready to stick its nose where it doesn't belong. Literally. Chat, I can't wish this amount of pit sniffing on my worst enemy, but I will make my friends do it with me. Everyone has BO. It's part of being human. But if you're looking to stop the stank for a hot date or post-PE class, Team Ferris is here to help. Now, taking a bath or a shower is always going to be your #1 option. But for the times where you have to sweat it out and go without, what is the best deodorant for you to use? To learn that, I've created the ultimate BO showdown. Cue the epic music. Today, we will be testing 10 items over the course of 5 rounds of hot, sweaty physical activity to see what works best and what's going in the trash. This will be determined by a blind sniff test. Yeah, you heard that right. But this isn't just a competition between deodorants. It's about pride. 2 of our creative directors will face off against 2 theorist editors in a pit-to-pit battle that will end at Santa Monica Pier, where one team will be crowned the goated with the sauce, no crumbs left behind, rizzed out champions. This is what happens when I let Ash come up with our name. Thank you, Ash. Mwah, I love it. Place your bets in the comments now, chat, and get ready to cheer on your team. And teams, prepare your noses because we are starting our first round in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so we are here in the gym for our test #1. Do you guys actually know what we're testing here?
No, tell me.
I'm wondering why you guys didn't suspect something when I asked you not to wash before coming here today.
I mean, for Dan, it was the norm. I'll kill you.
While we give Santi and Dan a little time to calm down, here's what you need to know before we start. Prior to starting our first competition, we all got a base smell rating and tried to get used to sniffing while blindfolded.
Present the pit. Ow! I was gonna ask which side.
There was a little bit of a learning curve. The base smell will stand as our marker for how well the deodorants do their job. For this round, our right pits will be using the Speed Stick, which is an unscented antiperspirant, meaning it will try to stop you from sweating in the first place. This is done by a mix of chemicals, usually including aluminum. However, it's pretty controversial. Some research has linked aluminum around the armpits to breast cancer, though, according to the American, Australian, and British Cancer Societies, that research is mostly considered debunked. Even so, we'll be testing it against our left pit and the unscented aluminum-free option, Native. It claims to defeat BO by using ingredients like baking soda and coconut oil to make your armpit inhospitable to the bacteria that would cause your BO. But we'll talk more about that later. You got the idea? Here's how it's gonna go. Each of our lovely Lumen hats contains 8 slips of paper with an exercise written on it. Players will draw an exercise at random that they have to complete. Since this is a tag team relay, after a player completes their exercise, they will run and tag their second. To maximize our sweat, when a player is waiting to be tagged, they will have to jog in place. We are doing 2 circuits, and the team to finish first gets the point.
Ready, set, go! Jerika! Jog! I'm coming! Come on! Yeah!
That's a point for Team CD, but the real event is only just beginning. It was time for our first official sniff test. We'll be ranking each other on a stankometer of 1 to 10, with 10 being the stankiest.
I'm in a smelling stance. Present the pit. Smell. I'm gonna say that's about 6 from a stank point of view. It was a little tangy, so that's what I have to say about that one. That one's not as bad at all. That's like a 3.
But that was only 1 set of pits. Why do I do this to myself? I make these challenges. Anyway, after a few cleansing breaths, I finished out my round. Then it was time for everyone else. Let's just say the reactions were mixed.
I could feel the humidity more than smell it.
4.
7.
If this is not the dictionary definition of team bonding, I don't know what is. But while we figure out how to perfect our posing,
The stance.
I just love it because it always goes like from like we're in to like, hey, what's up?
It's time to see how our deodorants ranked. With an average score of 4.3, the Speed Stick is starting off at number 2. Though given how badly it performed, I don't expect it to hold on to that spot for long. We'll have to wait and see. This means Native is our first number 1 deodorant, with a total score of 2.8, just 0.8 points above our base smell. Not bad, but don't get too comfortable with those ratings yet. We still have 4 rounds to go. Man, I am so sick of smelling armpits already. I'm not gonna lie, having people smell and rate your BO for a week can really mess with your confidence. So when I got my package from today's sponsor, Scentbird, it was like stepping into an oasis of gorgeous smells. And it was a lifesaver for me and my nose. This month, I tried out 3 of Scentbird's top fragrances. The first was Lucky Candy by Montel Paris that smelled like I was making s'mores on a tropical island. For all of you Code Orange fans, this is basically Summerween the smell. It's delicious and it will leave you with a big craving for roasted marshmallows. Next, I tried out Amazon Rainforest by Sanctuary. If you're like me and the smell of rain and fresh cut grass takes you back to lazy summer days where all you had to worry about was if you'd remember to put on sunscreen before going outside, the earthly vetiver and rainwater mixed with the sweet scent of geranium and mandarin will bring that childlike summer joy back with just one sniff. Lastly, I got Coriander by DS and Durga, which is a personal favorite brand of mine. Their scents are like candy for my nose. And after all of that BO, that was just what I needed. The coriander and clary sage create this magical mix that I wish I smelled like all the time. And I only know that thanks to Scentbird. I discovered how much I love DS and Durga thanks to being able to test out their other perfume last time. And now I know their perfumes hit every single time. Without Scentbird, I would have never found this out. And you can join in on the smell fest and try out these amazing scents by joining Scentbird's monthly program and finding what scent makes your nose say yes, please. When it comes to finding your signature scent, Scentbird lets you maximize your money and minimize your risk. Each month, you get to pick from their selection of 700 plus fragrances, and you get a 30-day supply for less than you'd pay for a travel size at your local beauty store. If you're unsure of what to try, you can check out what other fragrance lovers have to say about each scent before you order. To top it all off, Scentbird is giving all you style theorists a special gift. By using code STYLE55 off at checkout or scanning the QR code on the screen, you will get 55% off your first month. This means you'll only be paying $8 to smell like $1,000,000. And then it's only $16.95 for the following months. That's code STYLE55 off at checkout to get 55% off your first month. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this episode. Now, back to the armpits.
Welcome to the tennis court. We are going to actually play some pickleball.
We'll be playing best 2 out of 3. Of the 4 of us, Santi was the only experienced pickleball player, so Team CD seemed poised to win yet again. This time, however, our deodorants of choice were going to be a little bit unorthodox.
I actually brought us some refreshments.
I really don't want to do it.
I like refreshing things. Yes, I love refreshing things. Not that. We have some lovely refreshments here today. We have a lovely thermos full of some nice piping hot tea.
Piping hot?
And then some apple cider vinegar. These are our old wives' tales, our natural remedies, the ones that people tell you should work, but I haven't actually seen anyone test them.
I hated every part of that sentence. Do we just kind of like splash it on?
So for this one, we will hold the green tea bag under our pit for about a minute.
Oh God, okay.
Listen, I try to make you feel comfortable on this channel because it's food-ish. We are cooking with some green tea and vinegar.
You're not helping, just splash it on me.
Feel this.
Oh no.
Do it. Do it.
So why do the old wives recommend this? Well, they weren't exactly spilling their secrets online, but here's the general idea. Studies have shown that apple cider vinegar can act as both an antibacterial and an antifungal ingredient, much like the coconut oil in the native deodorant last round. Green tea also has antibacterial properties from an ingredient called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG, which occurs naturally in some plants. Or you could just burn it away.
You might want to let yours cool a second.
Oh, this is great.
For the record, I did warn not to put scalding hot tea bags under their armpits. But no one listens to me, so when in Rome...
That actually feels kind of nice.
What can I say? Years of getting burned by hot glue guns and hair straighteners has just made me heat resistant. But it didn't prepare me, or any of us, for the smell of the apple cider vinegar.
I love the smell of vinegar on a brand new cleansed pit.
This is like by itself a 9.
Maybe that's the trick. Maybe it's that it's so smelly, you just can't smell anything else.
We'll find out soon enough. We took our places on the court and prepared to show off all of our mad pickleball skills.
Whoop.
Oh my lord.
Okay, well, maybe we weren't quite pros, except Dan, who, as it turned out, was a pickleball savant.
Oh.
He and Jerika were having a swell, albeit sweaty, time. Meanwhile, as Santi and I became increasingly aware that we were going to lose, and lose badly, we began to turn on each other.
Nice! She did it, everybody! She did it! She almost did it, everybody!
Well,
I'm definitely sweating,
either.
carrying my teammate this entire time.
Is it carrying your teammate when you haven't scored a point either? Santi.
What? I was like, boy, you could have gone for it. Okay,
You
know
were
what?
running for it.
Can we edit this so it looks like we won? No, I don't think so.
It's the problem when you do it with the editors.
We won't.
No, we won't.
There is no denying that the powerhouse that was Team Editor took this round by a landslide, putting us at a tied score of 1-1. GG, Dan, Jerika. GG. We headed inside to grab some much-needed water and do our sniff test, which means we get a special guest for this episode, Evie, who was ready to be my sniffing assistant.
Oh, Evie smells this one. I see what you mean, Evie. That's like an 8. That one had a tang to it.
Poor Dan. I just keep calling him tangy. But it was becoming clear that the apple cider vinegar hadn't helped mask our stank. It just made it worse.
Oh, I didn't like that. That's an 8.
Alright.
Yeah.
It kind of, that's the 6.
I guess we can call the apple cider vinegar myth busted. With an average score of 5.7, it's currently sitting at the bottom of our list. The green tea fared better, getting an average score of 3.5 and moving it into second place. Our next adventure brought us to our local rock climbing gym. Local bouldering gym, as we fulfilled one of Santi's biggest fantasies, getting to climb on company time. And I would get to live out one of my fantasies, testing the manly masculine body spray against the dainty, beautiful, feminine version. Let's be real, it's a little silly just how extreme these products market themselves based on gender. Too bad for those marketing teams, because we will all be trying them out today. Team theorists don't play by your rules. It's also important to note that similar to round 1, one of our sprays is an antiperspirant and one is not. Let's see if we have different results this time around. After some test falls to make sure none of us would be going home with broken bones, it was time to race. Santi, being the climbing addict that he is, would have a different set of rules than us first-timers to even the odds. While Dan, Jerika, and I would be timed on how fast we climbed to the top, Santi would be timed on how fast he went up and down, both beginner options. If you think that penalty is a little too harsh, take it up with Santi. He picked it. The team with the fastest combined time will take the round on our journey to getting the title of goated with the sauce, no crumbs left behind, rizzed out champions. We started with Team Editor. Jerika came in at a very respectable 23.05 seconds, while Dan proved yet again to be an unexpected force of athletic nature, coming in at 17.95 seconds. That was going to be a hard score to beat, even with Santi's skills on our side. With the penalty, Santi took a total of 23.8 seconds to complete his climb, smack dab in the middle of Dan and Jerika, and leaving me, someone who had never bouldered before in their life, responsible to bring it home for Team CD. Chat, I could feel the pressure, but lucky for me, I had something else on my side: the power of the monkey. 8.32 seconds, baby! Listen, chat, I am by no means an athlete. I barely have any upper body strength, but I do love a jungle gym. And what is a rock wall if not a jungle gym persevering? That is another point for Team CD, putting our score at 2-1. However, even though our race was over, we still needed to build up some sweat.
It's time for fun.
We're just gonna do it.
Let's just do fun.
We're just gonna fly up the wall.
So we spent the next few hours acting like little kids on a playground. There were some high highs, some low lows, and a whole lot of Santi showing off. By the time we called it quits, we were exhausted, but ready to get our sniff on.
I think I can officially say that this is the weirdest thing I've done for this channel. It's smelling like armpits in public. Sorry. All right. Come at me.
Immediately, we could tell this round was different. The added scent really came through, masking our smelly pits. Even between me and Dan, who have consistently ranked each other very high, it seemed to be working.
Yeah, now it doesn't smell much at all. And I would say that's like a 2.
I'm getting nothing. I guess 1. Yeah, no, 2.
We were shook.
Okay, that's weird. That works pretty well.
Yeah.
After days of smelling stinky pits, this was a breath of fresh air. Mostly.
Well, that's a 3, but now I'm confused. I don't know which one was which.
The results really were surprising. After all that smelling, both sprays came in at a score of 2.3 points. We had ourselves a tie, which means they are both going to sit at our #1 spot as we head out to Santa Monica Pier.
Welcome to Santa Monica Pier. We are about to do our final 2 rounds here, including a scavenger hunt here with prompts from you guys on Instagram.
Over on the Team Theorist Instagram page, we put up a post asking for your help in putting together what items our teams would be finding. And oh boy, you all came through. Thank you so much for being a part of our episode. There's a few other rules to our scavenger hunt, but we'll cover those as they become relevant. First, we had to apply our deodorants as recommended by TikTok. On one pit, we have glycolic acid. Normally, people use this on their face to exfoliate their skin and prevent signs of aging, but the TikTokers have other ideas.
I'm about to blow your mind. If your pits stink like garbage day in the middle of summer in Mississippi and your deodorant or antiperspirant is not cutting it, you need to discover glycolic acid.
This is a game changer. This is your sign to use glycolic acid on your armpits.
As an exfoliant, it clears away dead skin cells, and with it, the buildup of bacteria that would normally create your BO. And its acidic nature can change your natural pH balance, making your armpit a bad place for bacteria to hang out. On our other pit, we have a TikTok and dermatologist recommended hack, HybaCleanse. It's an antibacterial and antimicrobial cleanser, meaning you can say bye 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 to bacteria. It's used by medical professionals everywhere from doctor's offices to ORs. But can it stand up to our BO? Time to find out.
Ready, set, go.
And we're off. For each prompt to be counted as complete, we'd need to take a team selfie with the item we found. Team CD's first prompt, take a photo of their close and good friends, as submitted by our very own Ask GT Live. And if we could take them by surprise, we would get an extra 3 points. Lucky for us, Dan and Jerika hadn't gotten that far.
Yeah. Okay, bye. What's next?
Okay,
What's next? What's next?
a very chill seagull.
Very chill seagull. Where? Closer to the beach?
Probably.
Okay, let's go.
And while Santi and I were sprinting off to go find our chill AF seagull, Dan and Jerika were taking their sweet time.
Some crab, some fishing poles, just a t-shirt and shorts. I'm serious. Oh, hey, t-shirt, shorts. That's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
Wow.
I'm already sweating.
Teams are allowed to attempt their prompts in any order. Both teams have the same set of prompts, though the lists are in a different randomized order. Over on Team CD, Santi and I were struggling to find our seagull, so we switched to the next prompt.
And
What a ball. Is there a ball?
Is there a ball? There's balls.
Ball, just ball.
Just balls.
That works. Oh, can we take a selfie with the ball?
Just real quick.
Balls.
Thank
All
you.
right. T-shirt and shorts. Okay, one of the game stands. Oh, like the balloon with the part right here.
Yes, is that actually a balloon pop?
Well, no, it just says like the balloon.
No, read the below it. Read below it. Bonus.
Oh, it is actually.
Bonus points if it's actually the balloon pop.
That's
This
not a
one.
balloon pop.
This
Oh,
one
this is the balloon
This
pop.
is the balloon pop.
At this point, Santi and I were on a roll. We were finding item after item like it was nobody's business. At the 5-minute mark, we had already scored 12 points. But there was one prompt that we hadn't found yet. One we were determined to get.
There is a hidden map pad somewhere here.
Okay.
We had our friend Caitlin hide it, so keep an eye out.
Yes, shout out to the theorist on Instagram who saw our prompt, what would you expect to see at a beach pier, and thought Matt Pat wearing his signature edible underwear. Truly a genius at work. Because of your prompt, somewhere amongst the hundreds of tourists on Santa Monica Pier is an artistic rendering of Matt Pat in his candy floss finest. And it's worth a total of 5 points. The biggest prize of the game. Each team is able to get the points, as the rules state that you must leave the drawing where you find it. Not doing so would result in negative 5 points. Just a friendly reminder to always read the full prompt, because you never know when it will come back to bite you. Speaking of Dan and Jerika,
Oh, there's a hot dog stand.
Yeah, we'll get hot dogs. I'm already hot.
You know what? This is a twofer.
Oh, you're right. Wow. Look at us doing things.
Yeah, we did it.
We
okay.
did it.
Do you want? Let's do a light jog so it looks like we're.
Oh, we're going.
We're going. Yay! We gotta find a real chill seagull. A surfboard, sunglasses. Oh, we already got sunglasses too.
Yeah. If we finish early, we can go back and play Minecraft.
Yes, while Santi and I were running around like maniacs, Jerika and Dan were planning their next gaming session like they didn't have a care in the world. And while we're on the topic of gaming,
So let's look for a Freddy somewhere in here. Look for the crane games.
Yeah, I'll go this way, you go that way.
Okay, Freddy Fazbear, where are you? No, but there's a fall guy. Freddy Fazbear. There's everybody except Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear? Freddy Fazbear.
Oh, over here.
Okay, Santi found him. Yes, there's the actual Freddy. Right there. Look at that little guy.
Okay, there we
Right,
go.
the competition was heating up and getting sweaty.
There's something in my eye.
best person.
There's something in my eye.
Oh my God, dude.
It's the sweat. Okay.
Good for the experiment, bad for Santi's long-term eye health.
This is video evidence of us at the pier.
Like there's water, there's the pier.
Yay. Now what?
I don't know. My close and good friends, 3 bonus points, sneak up on them and take a picture when they're surprised. Wonder if we video called Ash. Well, I can screenshot the call. Yeah. We'll Discord.
Ash, we need you.
Ash, please pick up. Ash, please pick
Ash,
up.
we need you. No.
You're all alone in the call. Okay, we have to try someone else. Call Nicole. Please.
Nicole.
Please, Nicole.
Please. Nicole.
Please.
Okay, who else?
Please, Sam, pick up. Please pick up.
We need you
Please.
in this moment.
Sam, we are not doing well for everyone's at work and stuff.
Except Sam.
Sam, I know you're on summer break, you son of a...
This is why you should probably have friends.
Oh, wait. Should we call?
Hey, you call?
Yeah. Hey, hi.
We need you, Sam.
Oh my God, what is happening?
And that's a surprise, right? That was a surprise?
Surprise. Thank you, Sam. You contributed to a theory video. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Sam. You're surprised.
You're surprised.
I hope that I helped.
Yeah, you definitely did. Yes, thank you so much.
It counts.
Unfortunately, it did indeed count. Very clever.
Oh, the metal binoculars you can
Oh,
put
that way.
points in.
It was,
Okay.
It was over by the pier on that side.
Oh, and a surfboard if you see.
Surfboard.
Oh wait, sunglasses.
Sun-
Oh, there's so many things. We're so good at this.
I know, we're so good at this.
Look at the sunglasses.
Look at the sunglasses. Okay. All right.
Oh wait, surfboards.
Oh my God, there's so many surfboards. Surfboards.
Okay.
We need a lifeguard stand.
It's right there.
Yeah, we can just take
Just take a picture from here.
I don't think Amy realized how easy this would be. Can you see it in there?
I can see it.
Yeah, great.
My eye.
Yeah, it's right there. Oh, and then turn around, we get the Ferris wheel.
Hey, look at us. We're so efficient.
We're so efficient.
Team Editor's plan seemed to be to cram as many prompts into one photo as possible, while Team CD
Did dolphin.
Sharks!
was very enthusiastic. I would like to remind the audience that no matter how excited you are at finding sharks on your scavenger hunt, it's probably not a good idea to just scream sharks at one of America's most populated beaches. Instead, if you ever visit Santa Monica Pier, this is what you should do.
You get
that
to take a selfie with all the things we took a selfie with,
That would actually be awesome. I definitely want people to just start tagging me and be like, you took a picture here once.
right? But tag us and not Dan and Jerika.
No.
Because they're gonna lose.
Because, yeah. We're almost done. It's only been 13 minutes. And you wanted an hour.
Santi and I continued to rack up points at a rapid pace until we hit a roadblock. We knew that MatPat and his 5 edible points could make or break our game, but we just couldn't find him.
Where is it? Where is
I
it?
don't know.
I feel so dumb. I don't like feeling dumb, Amy.
We were getting so desperate that we even tried to make a deal with our competition.
You guys, question. When there is 5 minutes left, do you want Caitlin to send us a hint?
we already know.
Well, we found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe you.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I should have, because despite spending almost half of the allotted game time just looking for that picture of Matt, we were never able to find it, which meant that at the end of our hunt, the final scores were Editor's 36 and CD's 32. We had lost, or so we thought. As it turns out, Dan and Jerika didn't read the full prompt, and that meant they had cheated. When they found the MatPat photo, they took it down. So while Santi and I were tearing apart part Santa Monica Pier, the picture was in Dan's back pocket all along. As you can imagine, being the competitive spirits that we are, Santi and I were a little upset. Unfortunately, due to the extensive heat, we lost that footage. But it went a little something like this.
We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir. Wrong. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Because of that technicality, Team CD took the point, which isn't quite the satisfying victory we were hoping for. However, we still had one more job to do. We didn't build up all that sweat for nothing. It was time to sniff. Over the last hour, the glycolic acid had failed to mask our stank, and instead, it left us with a new, worse smell.
I'm gonna say that that's a 6. There's something there, like if an orange was bad.
Oranges are tangy.
Am I good?
There I go again, calling Dan tangy. I should probably send him an apology fruit basket. Too soon? The rest of our sniffers didn't fare any better.
That's a 6 for me.
Oh, that's musky. Oh, that's a 6.
Oh, yeah, I smell that one more. I think I smell the fruitiness of that one a little bit. That's a 4.
In the end, it scored a stinky 4.8, but our cleanser fared much better.
I got almost nothing on that one. I would say that that's about a 2.
Oh, okay. It's there. Not the worst, but still 3.
Scoring 3.3 points, HyperCleanse takes our 4th place spot. Looks like the actual medical professionals had the right idea. But we have 2 more deodorants to go and a score to settle. Should Team CD claim the title of goated with the sauce, no crumbs left behind, rizzed out champions due to an accidental cheating scandal? Or was there another way to resolve this problem and heal our friendship in the process?
So things may have gotten a little bit heated. In the name of friendship, we're gonna just have a fun day at Santa Monica Pier. All in for friendship?
Yeah. All in for friendship.
1, 2, 3. Friendship!
For our final round, we are testing the viral whole-body deodorant, Lumi. If the name doesn't ring a bell, their unique commercials probably will.
Take a pea-sized amount. That's it. Pits, under boob, thigh folds, butt cracks, feet. Why didn't someone think of this sooner?
Yes, they really meant it when they said whole body deodorant. But for our test, we will be applying it all above board, if you know what I'm saying. And that's because, aside from trying to keep this video monetized, it turns out that not all sweat is created equally. But this is supposed to be our epic friendship montage moment. So let's walk and talk as we find out more about the science of sweat. Your body produces 2 kinds of sweat. The first comes from your eccrine glands. These glands are found all over your body, literally. It's the body's primary cooling system. This sweat is mostly made up of salt and water, meaning it's not the kind that bacteria like to eat, and so it doesn't produce BO. That should work out perfectly for our anti-sweat Lumi that we're testing on our right side. Oh wait, pause, look. Apparently Santi does have some skills other than climbing.
He crushed it. He demolished it.
Yeah!
Now back to our sweat. The second kind of sweat, the one that actually causes you to get stanky, comes from your apocrine glands. They produce the same salt and water mix as the other glands, plus a fun mix of oils, fats, and proteins. Super yummy, if you're a bacteria. They eat it up and break it down, much like Jerika when she steps on a DDR pad. She crushed us, just as the bacteria crushes up all those excretions and turns it into BO. The catch is, unlike the eccrine glands, apocrine glands are not found everywhere on the body. They stick to the roots of your hair, your groin, around the areola, and of course, your pits. Or, to put it another way,
Pits, under boob, thigh folds, butt cracks, feet.
I guess they weren't lying. And this is where our regular Lumi will need to show its stuff. Though the apocrine glands don't develop until puberty, which is why we tend to associate that time of our lives with feeling really, really stinky. Because before that, we didn't stink at all. Would you look at that? All that science wrapped up in time to see the most epic moment of our day.
You got this. No, too much. Oh! No shot!
One shot!
I loosened it for you.
No, this is my win. This is my win. Victory!
That's right. I won Glamrock Freddy from the claw machine in one try. I hope somewhere Tom is proud. What wasn't winning though? The Lumi.
I do smell this one. I'm gonna give that one an 8. It was right there in my face. I'm so sorry.
And we had grown so close as coworkers and stinky, smelly friends that I could guess who my last sniff of the day was.
I have a feeling that was Dan for the last one. I'm starting to become too familiar.
I will be able to find him in a room by smell alone for the rest of my life. After everyone else had taken their final sniff, it was time to see the final scores. The regular Lumi came in at a surprising 3.8, while the sweat control version did much worse, scoring 4.4 points. Taking a look at our final rankings, coming in at the very bottom of our list is the myth, the legend, the apple cider vinegar. Not surprising. It was really stinky. What is surprising is that we have a tie for first place. Both of our sprays, Nivea and Old Spice. However, the most shocking thing on this list, the green tea bags. Despite us all doubting them, they persisted. Chat, I will not miss smelling armpits every day, but it did teach me something pretty crazy. BO is a lot more complicated than I first thought. What smells completely rancid to one person can smell perfectly fine to someone else. Take Mr. Tangy Dan. While we figured out pretty fast that he and I were not smell compatible, not everyone ranked him as high as I did, or vice versa. When it comes down to it, even though the sprays did the best job for our specific group, even the most powerful spray or prescription grade deodorant won't stop someone from thinking you stink. But that's okay, because everyone's nose smells things a little differently. As we proved today, if sticking your nose into someone's sweaty, stanky armpit for days on end can't ruin a friendship, your everyday BO can't either. And as the final day of our experiment came to a close, when all the sniffing was over and we turned in the arcade tickets for some Theorist Channel themed rubber ducks, we all agreed that we should share the crown and declare everyone, goated with the sauce, no crumbs left behind, rizzed out champions. But hey, that's just a theory, a style theory. Keep looking sharp. Thanks again to our sponsor, Scentbird. Get 55% off your first month with code STYLE55OFF at checkout. Believe me, your nose will thank you. And if you want to see us use our bodies for science yet again, click the box on the screen. And I'll see you next Saturday morning.